Coming from Holland, cold, in a warm Spain. Thank you very much for the invitation. Kind regards from our president, Mr. Leo Beenhakker, sent to you all. I will start with a quick and short review of history in football in Holland. 1865, most of us were not born. 1865, the first match was played in Holland. 1875, the first club was established in Holland. 1899, the National Federation was founded. 1946 was the first day of birth of the Union of Coaches in Holland. 1953, professional football was introduced in Holland, starting with 5 leagues. At the moment we have 2. 1961, the first Football Players Union was founded, and if we talk about a collective agreement, that was started in. Okay. Yeah. That was started in 1999. Our union comes from the first union of coaches established in 1946, because we found that at a certain moment the influence of coaches in Holland in professional football was not big enough. So a few coaches in professional football sat together and said we have to do it in a different way. At first as a sort of department of the VVCS. Later on in 1996, our union of professional football coaches was established. At first we had 23 members. At that time, Mr. Beenhakker was president also. At the moment, we have more than 500 members. Our union of amateur coaches has something like 4,000 members at the moment. To tell you something about the working environment, I will show. I'm not sure if you can read it in a proper way. I certainly hope so. So if we look in the middle, there is our Union of Coaches Professional Football. Above that we have a board. We have an office of 2 people working. We have a board. Our president is Mr. Beenhakker. And we have, of course, our members at the moment, 500, in different functions, like they be head coach or assistant coach or a youth coach or a technical director. Even scouts are members of our union. That is in blue, and in blue is what concerns us directly. In red is all that is related to the Federation of Football in Holland. And if we talk about the Federation of Football in Holland, and we talk about the Assembly, I will tell you that our federation is split up in a professional league and in an amateur league. And if we talk about the general meeting of all, the amateur league has 50% of the votes, and the professional leagues have 50% of the votes, and they are voting the president of Dutch Federation Football. As far as I'm concerned, we talk about professional football, and in professional football in the Assembly, all clubs have a vote, and the players have a vote. And we are fighting for a vote, because up to now we don't have that. Doesn't mean we don't have any influence or anything to say, because we are almost in all committees, and we try to talk about the well-behavior of football in Holland everywhere. Beside the federation, there is an apart company of the Eredivisie. You see it on the left side, and the Corporation of Jupiler League, meaning the compared Primera Division and Segunda Division, and the club separate, Eredivisie Jupiler League. Then we are connected with the academy, and the academy of the federation does all the education, like UEFA C, UEFA B, UEFA A, and UEFA Pro. They do all the education. Below that you see the union of players, where we talk on a regular basis to share things with each other. under CBV, you see Federation of Professional Clubs. The clubs are united in an organization too, and that's Club of the Employers. So if we talk about our collective agreement, we shut that with the FBO, as it is called. So we have a collective agreement for all coaches working at professional clubs in different functions, meaning they all are catched and they all are secure. If there is any arbitration, like Luca mentioned, we have an arbitration board. It's in the federation. So all discussions, all debates are put there, not in general law, but all at the federation. And we are also represented in that. Our income, so the money we get like 1/3 of our members, 1/3 of the federation for all things that we arrange, like we do a congress for all coaches, for instance. We do a certain day for the disabled, because we think we also have a social side. And 1/3 of our income is by partners we have. You see it right on the right side above. Our first aim is, of course, to be sure that the interest of the coaches is dealt with in a proper way. So all legal business we share with them. Financially we support them. And we have a pension fund that's included in the collective agreement. So people who are really 65 and decide to stop, they can have a pension. Beside that, we are connected to IFKA. The VVUN is our sister of amateur, and we are connected to ProAgent. This is the surrounding we work in. If we talk about our agenda in a certain way, we have a code of honor. The Code of Honor says that if a coach is fired at a club, the club first has to deal with the coach to end it, and then they have permission to start negotiating with a new coach. Of course, that doesn't always happen like that, but it is said that, and it's also dealt with, that before one is really appointed, the other coach has ended his contract in all ways. We have a code of conduct, of course, for everyone. If you talk about our membership, 90% of the coaches who work in professional football are a member of our union. 90% means that once again we lose one, and that is mostly because we find collectivity and solidarity very important. So if there is something going on, we like to speak to a coach. And sometimes he doesn't like it. I mentioned Louis van Gaal. He likes to talk. He doesn't always like us to talk to him. So he said at a certain moment he wouldn't be a member of our union anymore. So we have a collective agreement, which is very important, a financial agreement, education and training, and we share about refreshment in courses and try to do training and schooling. And we have ambitions, and the ambitions are more like what we would like to be for others. You can read it. Serve as an example for society. We don't always manage, but we try very hard to improve and professionalize, to be a reliable value, to have the best education and training. Of course, all of us would like that. To be a full partner in consult and negotiation, to be a full partner in work and employment. We have model speakers with passion and love for football, stimulate development and innovation, invest in young people, collect and share knowledge. That's why we are here. And we try to be a unique export product, because at the moment from 500 members of ours, I think something like more than 100 are working in 50 different countries. That is my support for this moment. Thank you very much.